Okay, we got short search, short analysis here. 2 minutes to find 6 hides. A couple of things to note here. In this search area, it's set up kind of like a square. This is your threshold. No hides on the threshold. The rest of the hides are all kind of set up along the square here. So, um, interesting search. It's all about covering ground properly and making sure that you don't make any wrong calls. So we miss a section of the search area and we make a wrong call. So that's why we didn't do as well as we could have in this search. So something else to note. Throughout most of the other searches, I work a long line. Here I've got a short 6-foot line. This was just to try and prevent Muriel from wandering and bouncing between odors and not making quick decisions. So keep her area that she can work in a little bit shorter by leash restriction, so that she doesn't leave an area before she's solved that problem. Coincidentally, most of these hides she solves without bouncing around too much, but I do think it was a good idea to rock the short leash for this one. So let's see how she does. Alright, so here is the area that we miss and never get back to, and there's a hide on that broom. So that's just one we miss. Alright, so we got a good call on the bench part, top corner of the bench of this table with the other table stacked on it. Nice and quick so far. Okay, there we just got the no. So what happened here, we'll back up just a little bit. So the hide is actually in between those two pieces of this crate or whatever it is, compactor, I don't know what it is. It's right up there, kind of smushed in there. I think it was really hard to get it smushed in there. So basically, she kind of never gets above there while she's doing her final few sniffs, and when she looks at me, and that's a distance probably of about a foot or so. So on this hide, because it's accessible, got to get right to that source, and we don't on this one, which is why she gets the no. So let's take a look here. She goes up a little bit, but she really just works that handle, and then she wants to work some more after this, and of course I pull her along because nobody wants to hear no twice in a row. So real nice U-turn at this one. It's on the bottom corner of that box on that pallet. So we get that one nicely. Give us a little confidence boost after that no. Alright, so that's a yes. And just in case you're wondering why I keep throwing that arm up in the air, it's extremely loud in this search. And I told the judge I would raise my hand just to make sure that she knew I was calling alert each time. So this area here, Ron Gunt put out the hides here, and he stacked a bunch of junk on the ground here and here. There's lots of stuff, rolls of metal and fabric straps and stuff like that. And then there's a shovel on the ground, and the hide is on that shovel. And so this is a similar problem to what we faced in the hide that we got a no on. But here, she works really hard and doesn't give up working to source, doesn't check in with me, so I don't have any opportunity to screw things up and call an alert before she's done working. So here she sniffs and sniffs all over everything and works her way, boom, right to that source. Very clear and correct there. Here we come to a portion where there's absolutely nothing to find, but she's kind of drawn back behind this metal shelving in this big wooden crate. And we were told there were no clear boundaries to the back of the search area, so we just needed to figure out whether or not to let our dogs go too deep. So I spend about 20-25 seconds trying to figure that out. And thankfully, unlike some of the other searches, we move on a little bit faster. So we're done with all that. Now she's pulling along like a sled dog. And snap. Very good. So that yellow piece of machinery right down where my hand is, that is kind of where the hide is in there. And she does a really nice job there. One thing I like about that short leash is she's really pulling against me to get to the hide, and she's really pulling, and there's no question when she stops and turns to work something, there's no question in my mind that she's on something good, and she really clearly worked it there, so that was good. So we get that one, we get a 30-second call, we're almost to the front of the search area. She gets to the front of the search area, no business there, runs back to the other one. She's really determined to get this right. Goes right back to the right spot. I give the half-hearted hand up and alert there, thinking this is just going to be another no, but she was right. That time she got way up there where she needed to go, and that was the difference between a yes and a no call. So in this area, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 off the screen. The only one we missed was that broom at the front. So, other than the false call we got, not too bad for this search.